Hey everyone, it is Feel Good Friday. For everyone that's going to watch the replay, thank you for joining me. If you are going to watch the replay, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment. I appreciate your support. That was not supposed to come on. Trying to make sure my phone is off because otherwise, you get that echo and all that interference. I don't want to have none of that. All right. I think that's better. So it has been a hot week. Let me know what is the temperature where you are at. Let me see. This looks like my temperature right now is 86. It's 86 degrees right now where I'm at 7 o'clock. I know there's a few live streams going on tonight. Um, I know Black's Tropical is still in their live stream, and I think somebody else I saw is having a live stream too. I want to believe it's been in the 90s almost all week except yesterday. I will be staying in the 90s all week for the most part. We're supposed to dip back down in the 70s. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining me. We're supposed to dip back down in the 70s, I think, Sunday and Monday. Yeah, 77 on Sunday and 74 on Monday. It was 90 today, and I think we're going to get some rain tomorrow. It says we're due for a thunderstorm tomorrow, probably around midnight, between 10 o'clock and midnight. So I am looking forward to that rain. Believe me, I'm not. So I had threw my back out. What day was that? Monday? I want to say Monday. Monday. I think it was Monday. I threw my back out. Well, I didn't throw it out totally, but I was on the verge. You know how, I don't know if you've ever thrown your back out, but you know that feeling when if you just make any sudden moves, you're about to throw your back out. So my back was killing me Monday. Um, and I was down for a few days trying to let it, recuperate. And I could not go out in the garden. I could not bend. I could not lift my watering can. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? So I ended up having to turn the sprinkler on, which I hate doing. I hate using the city water with all the chlorine and whatnot, but I could not water from my rain barrel because I could not lug that watering can. So, needless to say, I had to rely on my sprinkler and my city water. 76 here today. We're actually supposed to hit 80 for the first time. Woohoo, Lori. Yes, your peppers and your tomatoes are going to love that. 80 is a nice temperature. Oh, yes, I have a very bad back. I feel your pain. Yes. So when you get to that point where you know that feeling where if you went any further, you were not going to be able to move. I've thrown my back out at least 3 times, and I mean, I was in tears. It is so painful. It was so painful. Like you just cannot sit, you cannot stand, you cannot lay. It's just so bad. So yeah, I was trying to recuperate. Good thing I have a back brace. And I have been wearing it, so I don't understand why. Um, but I guess I just overdid it. I was, filling containers and grow bags and moving pots from the garden to the back under the tree. I moved all those broccoli and cauliflower and all that. So y'all can have some of this Georgia heat. Finally getting rain right now. Oh, yes. Growing out the box. Thanks for joining me. Are you finally getting some rain? Oh, thank goodness for that. Oh man, I cannot tell you. I love when it rains. I love when it rains because then that's less work for me to have to do. I have a, I was telling everyone that I have a rain barrel and I had hurt my back, so I wasn't able to water how I usually like to water because I don't like to use the city water. And I had to rely on the sprinkler because I could not water. So I was praying for some rain, but it doesn't look like we're supposed to get any rain till tomorrow, late tomorrow night. So I'm hoping that doesn't change because there's not any more rain in the forecast. Let's see. Possibly next Thursday, but a good thunderstorm would be nice. Overnight Saturday would do my garden really good right about now. I think it's doing good for the most part. During the heat of the day, you guys can see your tomato leaves start to curl and your squash leaves start to sag. But don't be alarmed because those are just defense mechanisms for the plant to retain its water. So those are the ways that the plant likes to try to hold in the water that it already has. So it doesn't mean that your plant is thirsty. It's just like I said, it's a defense mechanism. So once the heat lets up a little bit, those leaves will perk right back up, and especially if you know you have already watered. Now, if you know that you haven't watered and it's about time for you to water, then that's a different story. But I did some succession planting. I started a tray of more zucchini and squash and cucumbers and things because I just, the last few years, I have not been getting any. Try elevating the rain barrel and using gravity feed. Yeah, I never let it get empty though. It's like, well, I guess I do. I guess I do get it down to pretty much the bottom. So the next time I get it down to the very bottom, I will put it up. I have some cinder blocks that I can raise it up on. So I will have to do that. It rains way too much down here. It's something we don't have to worry about. You just have to hope that your plants can handle so much rain. It will rain all week and all day long for weeks at a time. Okay, so in that instance, I would probably try to do like what is it, a hugelkultur bed where you can pile in like branches and all kinds of debris under your soil. That way your soil is lifted, you know, off the ground, and that you'll allow that water and everything to drain. I tend to overwater, so I've started using a moisture meter. Good idea, Lori. If you don't want to overwater, you can kill your plants with kindness by overwatering. Hello, don't hurt the harvest. How are you? I saw the pictures of your tomatoes. They look awesome. I don't have any tomatoes just yet. They're coming on. I see them. They're setting fruit, but they're not there yet. We are finally expecting more than one day of sunshine this week. We're supposed to have a record drought this year. Like a lot of places are supposed to be very dry. Put the mulch underneath and the soil on top in my containers. Yes. That's good because that way it allows all that to drain out, especially when you have so much rain. Eating dinner. Thank you, Nisi. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you for putting me on. Mulch is so important. It's so important when you are in like a place where it's really hot or even a place where it rains a lot, because then you can allow that you can protect your soil, so to speak, because your soil is your plant's life. Okay, that's where the life is for your plant. Everything that your plant needs is in the life of the soil. So you want to protect your soil at all costs. You want, well, I don't want to say at all costs because usually I get things for free or I use free resources. Or, there's a lot of things that you can use that are not going to cost you anything. You can use newspapers. You can use cardboard. You can use lots of things to mulch with if you don't have actual mulch, but you definitely want to cover your soil. You never want to leave your soil bare. Okay, not only is it for weed control, but the sun. You don't want the sun beating down on your soil and solarizing it. And I mean, the sun will kill everything in the top layer of your soil because it's just so hot. But if you put a layer of mulch to protect your soil, cover your soil so that there's some kind of a barrier between the sun and your soil, then your soil will stay nice. The temperature of your soil will be regulated. The life of your soil will be protected. So mulch is very important when it comes to your soil. I have a hugelkultur in my taller raised beds. The new beds are self-wicking. Self-wicking is also good, especially when you live in a place that doesn't get a lot of rain. I have a self-wicking tub that I put together, I want to say last year. We were in Shed Wars. So it was a innovative challenge that we were in, and you had to come up with something innovative for your garden. And my creation was a self-wicking tub. And the reason behind that was because in a self-wicking tub, for one, it's a container and you can move it anywhere. So anyone disabled or challenged, or however challenged you might be, if you can't bend, or whatever it is, if you are in a balcony, or you're gardening in a very small space, you can use the tub, and you can grow a lot, and you don't have to worry about watering a lot, especially in places where there was like what is it called when they regulate the water, where you can't use a lot of water. I can't remember what the word is or the terminology is, but a self-wicking tub can come in handy in a lot of different situations. James, nice to see you. How are things in your garden? My feel good Friday is that I've had a few handfuls of cherry tomatoes and peppers and eaten a salad from the garden. Wow. The bad news is I don't know what any of my plants are. You know what? I think we all have gone through that. And there's a few things coming up in my garden that I am not sure if I planted. But today I had like this revelation. I was looking at where the beans are at, and there's these two plants there. If you guys saw the walkthrough Wednesday, there's two plants where my beans are at. And I was a little confused when I was looking at them, and I was like, I don't think those are beans. I said, they don't look like beans, but that's where I planted my beans, so I don't know. Today, I looked at those two plants again, and there's actually three now. But I looked at those two plants again, and I remembered what they were. They're volunteers. I did not plant them, but I recognize them. They are ground cherries. So I was like, oh, I know what those are. And it was like an aha moment for me. And I was like, yes, I know what they are. So that's my feel good Friday, is that I recognized the plants in my garden that I was confused about before. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, everyone. I was just potting up seedlings, lost track of time. Oh, don't worry about Suzanne. We just got started, and we're just talking about everything going on, and Feel Good Friday, of course. My garden is popping in the last week or so. You should come see my last video. Oh, okay. I didn't get a notification for that. Let me see if I've got those notifications on. I was getting the notifications when your videos were posting, and I did not see that one. So let me make sure that I have those notifications on. Oh, it says personalized. So I'm going to select all. Sometimes if you guys ring the bell on somebody else's channel, so that you are able to get the notifications when their videos are posting, sometimes you have to remember to select all, because personalized, I don't know what YouTube considers personalized, but then you will not always get your you will not always get your notifications. So, all right. All right, James, I will definitely check that out. I did not have my notifications on to all. So I have them set to all now, so I'll be able to get those notifications now. Thank you for that. Yes, Tracy, this is live. This is a live stream. I love your haircut. It's stunning. Oh, this is my I just have my hair in a French braid. I don't know if you can see it because I have a green screen, but I just have my hair in a French braid today. You are not the only one telling me the same thing. Yeah, so when you ring that bell, you have to make sure that you select that you want all the notifications and not just personalized notifications, because I don't know what YouTube considers personalized, but I have not been getting any notifications for your videos. Come to think of it, I haven't seen your videos in a while to pop up in my notifications. So now I have set my notification to all. So now I'll get notification every time you upload a video. So it's a Feel Good Friday, and usually what we do on Feel Good Fridays is we try to share something in the chat that maybe happened to us this week, or that maybe we did for somebody else, maybe a kind gesture or something that you've done or said that made somebody else feel good, or something that made you feel good. Um, Maybe it was a goal or an accomplishment in the garden or outside the garden or just in everyday life. Um, I got peas, you guys. My Feel Good Friday, I got peas. I have not had peas. Okay, so I plant peas every year, but I never get peas. My peas always fizzle out before I've had a chance to have any type of harvest. So this year, I planted my peas like way off outside the garden over to the side where it's a little bit more shady. And I finally got some peas. So now I think I know like the magic spot for growing my peas. So I'll be able to get peas now. And then when the fall comes, I'll probably plant them there again. Hello, Vineyard Chicks. Happy Friday. You know what, you guys, if you have not subscribed to the Vineyard Chicks, you guys really need to check them out. We did a concert last week and it was amazing. I was blessed to be and fortunate to be one of the hosts for introducing one of the songs. And I just think the girls are so talented. You guys should really, you will be blown away. You really will. You should check out that live concert replay. Awesome, awesome job, girls. My neighbor's nephew came over. He gave me a look. I followed him into the shed and he pounded me so passionately and so rough. Oh Lord, what? Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not sure this Suzanne or is this like somebody who has hacked her account? Um, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that really got me. That threw me off. Like what? It rained for the first time the other day since our last snowfall back in February. Wait, what? It rained for the first time since February? Oh my goodness, James. That is a long time to go without rain. Oh, so that was weird. Yeah, I think that was weird too. Okay. Okay, Suzanne. We have to keep it rated G in here. So thank you for sharing that. So yeah, I harvested I'm in zone 5B. So we don't get we right now we're still kind of on this roller coaster of weather. Um it's super hot right now, but uh it was like I don't know, it was in the 60s for like a straight week. And then all of a sudden it just got like 90s. So the garden kind of took a beating like right away, like somebody just flipped the switch, you know. And I think the garden is still trying to adjust. But I did harvest some peas and I did harvest some strawberries and I did harvest some lettuce. Of course, I'm harvesting lettuce. Um, and I think my broccoli is going to be ready soon. It's 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 not quite big. It's not big broccoli, but it looks like it's going to start flowering soon. So if I don't harvest it, then I'm afraid I might lose it. So I'll probably have to harvest it while it's still small. I don't have any cauliflower yet, and I don't see anything on the cabbage. And I'm afraid I'm going to end up having to start over on my Brussels sprouts because I don't know, they take forever. Brussels sprouts take so long, and it gets so hot so quick here. It's like our spring just skips us. Hello, Gary. How are you? Nice to see you. Grace and Fire, thank you for joining me. 6B, Indiana. It's been rough in my garden. I've been watering 2 days ago. We got a torrential downpour, thankfully. Oh, man. I hope that that's what I'm getting in tomorrow. Tomorrow, I hope I can have a torrential downpour. Um, we're supposed to get a storm tomorrow night, I believe. So sometimes we'll get a forecast for a storm or for some rain, and then it just won't happen. So it's like, okay, where did it go? Where did it go instead of here? So hopefully I can, uh, hopefully I can count on that rain to come tomorrow night. But thanks for joining me, Grace and Fire. 6B Indiana. So I'm 5B Indiana. So I wish I was 6B because then I could grow, my growing season would be a lot longer. My first frost is October 22nd, I believe. Doing great. You just made me smile. You remembered my name. Oh, Gary. Hey, Nikki. How you doing? Good to see you. Nikki's been busy in her garden. She's been busy doing all kinds of patio makeovers and all kinds of stuff. Nikki is busy. Everything looks good over there, Nikki, by the way. Everything looks good. You know, I did a what's it called? Spring outdoors project when I did my elderberries, but I don't know, I filmed it and never edited it and then I never posted it. And now it's not spring anymore, so I failed at that one. I just told myself I was gonna post it, but I never did. Like I did it and I never posted it. Oh well. Just got some much needed the other day. So this did the garden well. Absolutely. I have the same issue with the storm. Yep. I had a similar experience a few years back, but it was at a garden store. The employee manager has muscle arms. He gave me a look. I followed him back and fun happened. Wait, what? Oh my gosh. There are trolls in here, you guys. They are hacking some of these people's accounts. How is this happening? How is this happening? And they're taking people's. Yeah, I know. I know. It happened to Suzanne too. How is that happening? Usually it's like some crazy, um, crazy name or something. You can usually, oh my gosh. This is crazy. I never seen that. That's twice. They trolled Suzanne and then they trolled Grace and Fire. Yes. That is so crazy. Usually, a troll you can see is a different name, you know? What the world? Oh my gosh. So I'm just removing those comments. I don't know what is going on. So is Suzanne still in here? Because she was getting trolled too. That was crazy. I was like, wait a minute. Because Whoa. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay. I think I deleted all the obscenities. Yeah, but that's weird. And for it to be like somebody's name, I've never seen that. Okay. So hopefully good. Okay, thank you, Grace and Fire. Please, if you guys see those things, I don't think you have to be a moderator in order to remove it or block it. So, yeah, if you see that again, just go ahead and feel free to block that or remove it or report it. That's crazy. The trolls are getting really advanced. They're taking over people's actual names and accounts. Oh, wow. Yeah, so that was some weird stuff. Anyway, so is anybody going to plant a fall garden? Wait, what? Okay, something is wrong here. So Tracy Russell is the troll. Okay, so you use an encryption to log into the Google, only gain access to the channel for 3 minutes. So it's just a prank. Wow, that is another level of hacking. Is your name even Tracy Russell? Um, so yeah. I know Suzanne. I know. We figured that out. It's Tracy Russell. Well, Amber Valentine. So okay. So yeah, we don't have that kind of fun in here, Amber. So yeah, please don't do that. We don't want to have that kind of fun and that kind of content is not uh, I'm not comfortable with that kind of content. So it's not fun. Well, no, not here. No, it's not fun. No, it's not fun. So I was actually I didn't fall for it. I knew something was wrong because I know the people that come into my lives. So I knew that couldn't have been Suzanne. I was like, no, that's not. That's why I said, Suzanne, is that you? And it's not. I knew it was not Suzanne, and I knew that it wasn't Grace and Fire either. So I actually didn't fall for it. It was just really weird. Um, but yeah, that kind of stuff is just not welcome. All right. Hopefully they'll take care of it. I was on my walk and had to come back to my computer. Go away, troll. Yeah, that's crazy. The way they're just using stuff now and getting into people's accounts. She said it was only 3 minutes, but she gets kicked out. But still, 3 minutes is a long time to be able to wreak havoc in somebody's account. So yeah, fall gardening. Let's talk about fall gardens. My fall garden starts now. I plant collards and kales and move it to my remaining gardens after everything else dies down. We have collards for Christmas last year. Ooh, yummy. I planted collards this week. Okay, reported for harassment. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, please report it anytime you guys see that. That's just that blew my mind. I'm telling you guys, I'm so like in awe that uh yeah, I don't think her name's Amber Valentine either. But whatever. It's just craziness. I can't believe they can do that. Take over somebody's account. So these are the ones that I'm going to plant for fall. Let's see. I didn't do a fall garden last year. I was so overwhelmed with last year's garden because I just tried to do too many things that I took the fall and the winter off. So um, this year I definitely plan to do a fall garden, and I'm going to do lots of greens, of course, because I didn't have too many greens for the spring. So I'm going to do these all top turnips. Let's see if I can get it to show up. So these are all top turnips. And I don't grow turnips for the turnips. I usually grow them for the greens. So that's why I got these all top turnips. All right. Then I'm going to do the red mustard. Ooh, let's see if it'll show up. Red mustard, the red giant mustard. I'm going to do Portuguese kale. I've got some Portuguese kale seeds. So I'm going to grow this Portuguese kale. I grew this last fall, not last fall, the fall before that. I grew that. So, wait, where was I at? I actually found it quite immature and hurtful and very graphic. Yeah. I was like, what do you, I was like, yeah, we're not, I'm not comfortable with that. I was very uncomfortable with that. I'm like that with sweet potatoes. I now prefer the sweet potato leaves. Really? I know a lot of people that say they don't like the leaves. I didn't get a chance to cook my leaves last year. Um, I said I was going to harvest some leaves and cook them, but I never did. So I never even got a chance to taste them. And this year I'm not growing them. So red mustard looks pretty. Yes, it is. It does get really pretty and really big too. Right. It was. We are thinking about it, not sure at this point. Well, you have to start think. Well, you're in the South anyway, so you have a lot more time. I have to start thinking about this because now it's the end of June and I need to get my plants out by like August because like I said, my first frost is October. So a lot of the things that you plant in fall can take a frost, but and actually do well with the frost, like collards and kales, they do well with the frost. But I do have some tender greens that I want to plant as well. So I don't want those to succumb to the frost, but I do want them to be able to mature. So I have to start mine in like end of June, the first week of July at the latest. It's too hot even in October into November down here at the very end of Indiana, so I can't grow any other cool crops, but heat cold tolerant greens. So I have a what's called a tender green mustard spinach, and it is hardy and productive, slow to bolt, and tolerates cold, heat, and dry conditions. So the best results are in cool weather, but they do okay in the heat. And they will germinate between 60, um, they'll germinate at 40 degrees, but ideally the temperature is between 60 and 75. So this is the mustard spinach tender green. Is it going to show up? Mustard spinach tender green. So it's frost tolerant, but it's also drought tolerant and heat tolerant. So I like these a lot. And then of course, I'm going to do some more lettuce. Turnip greens are so good when mixed with other greens. Yes, I like the turnip greens. So you use the free version of StreamYard or the paid version? I use this free version. Yeah, I don't pay for it. I couldn't stop it from my phone. We know, Suzanne. We know. And we were all kind of like dumbfounded because we knew that wasn't you. So very true. How does it taste? It sounds like a good I should grow in the desert. It's good. The tender, you mean the mustard green, the mustard spinach tender green? It's very good. It's very good. I love it. It's a Japanese green. So it's not mustard or spinach, but it's milder. It's milder than mustards. So you know mustards can be a little spicy. It's not like that at all. It's more like a spinach, like a heartier spinach. But I love growing this. I have a few different, I have some burpee seeds like this. I've got these that I got from Botanical Interest. Um, I really like Botanical Interest. And I think I got them from somewhere else too. I think, what's the other brand? Um, Not the burpee. Fairy Morse. That was the name of it. The seed. Fairy Morse seeds. So yeah. How do you cook yours? I just saute it in a little bit of olive oil with some garlic, and I use a salt-free seasoning, and then I add my own salt so that I can control the amount of salt that I put in things because I don't really like a lot of salt. So I just saute them in olive oil and garlic, really. They come out really, and they cook fast, so it's very easy to just saute something up real quick. Or they can be if you harvest them, really young, the baby greens, then you can put those in salads. Of course, I'm going to do some rainbow Swiss chard. I love Swiss chard. I love Swiss chard because it is both cold tolerant and heat tolerant. Swiss chard will grow for me well into the winter, and then it will come back in the spring. So I didn't have any rainbow Swiss chard out there. I had the giant Swiss chard. I had that out there. but that went to seed this year. So I need to get a fresh planting of Swiss chard. So that's going to go in for the fall. Yes. Yes. I actually make the Swiss chard like that too. I can make all my greens like that, just in some olive oil with some garlic, some minced garlic, and whatever else I decide to put in there. But I make my husband eggs with whatever greens that I happen to have out of the garden. I'm gonna do some more of the Paris Island because I love this type of lettuce. It's good for like wraps and sandwiches and things, salads. I like this one, this particular one. I like that one. So I just harvested the lettuce that I had out there, and it was the Paris Island. And I'm gonna grow more varieties of lettuce now for the fall, like the gourmet blend and the Sylvia, which is like a red lettuce. I'm gonna grow that, and then I'm gonna also grow the Paris Island, which is like a romaine. I'm finally gonna get my lacinato kale planted. I kept forgetting to plant this, so I'm finally gonna plant this for the fall. Lacinato kale. And if you guys are familiar with Canadian Proud Outdoors, he just did a video on some kale chips that he did, and they look amazing. Like the crunch on those chips was like, wow. He had my mouth watering. So I can't wait to grow this and do some kale chips. I've got the curly kale growing now. I always have the curly kale growing. So, but the lacinato, I kept saying I was going to plant it, and I don't know why, but I just kept forgetting about it. I've got my Southern Georgia collards. These are M.I. Gardner seeds, but my envelope got messed up. So I ended up putting them in like a little Ziploc baggie. But those are M.I. Gardner seeds. I actually, I used to order just nothing but M.I. Gardner, and then, I learned more about more seed companies, and then I discovered Baker Creek, and I was like blown away. But yeah, there's a few seed companies that I like to order from. I like to order from Baker Creek because it's free shipping. And I like to order from M.I. Gardner. I like to order from Botanical Interests. I like to order from Sustainable Seed Company, which is these ones here. Can I get this to show up? Sustainable Seed Company. Now, the front of their seed packets all look the same, and then the back is where they got the information. So this is the purple kohlrabi, and I'm going to be planting that for fall. Probably going to start another round of Brussels sprouts because I just don't think my Brussels sprouts are going to do anything. I have about 6 Brussels sprout plants out there, and I don't know. Maybe they'll make it, maybe they won't. Pak choi is also in a small baggie because got the I got the package wet, so I had to hurry up and get those out and put them in a baggie. And then, of course, I'm going to do radish and some more bunching onions. I like to plant bunching onions throughout the garden in between all like the different plants because it helps with pests. Paris Island 2. I just made kale chips yesterday. It will be in one of my upcoming videos. Oh, wow. See, those things, I made some last year and they were so good. But it's like you can never make enough. They're addicting too. Once you start eating them, you just want to eat all of them. Hello, Miss Shirley. Can't stay, just wanted to say hi. Have a feel good Friday. Oh, thank you, Miss Shirley. You have a wonderful weekend and thank you so much for stopping in. My listening will be kind of hit and miss. I'm at work and for some reason they expect me to actually work. Okay, Gary. My Google account isn't showing any security events. I will need to change my password. Yeah, I think so, Suzanne. I would definitely, just to be on the safe side, I would change your password because that was crazy. I mean, I've never seen a troll on that level before. I mean, that was mind blowing. And then to two different accounts. My goodness. Hey, cuz, how you doing? So I will be logged out and need to log back in. Do whatever you have to do, Suzanne. Believe me, I understand. Get your security together and change all your passwords and do whatever you have to do so that you can feel comfortable. That, yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, that was a little weird. We had a troll in here who was hacking people's accounts, and she said that she was able to encrypt their Google account and gain access to the account for 3 minutes, and then she gets kicked out after that. But I'm like, man, 3 minutes, that's a long time. That's enough time to wreak havoc in somebody's account. Their Google account, that's pretty serious. So yeah. And it what made it so obvious is the things that they were saying was just, it was obvious that it was not those people saying those things. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. No, you can't see it. Anyways, my water. Somebody asked me on one of my posts, or under my walkthrough Wednesday video, somebody asked me how do I use my lemon balm. And right now, I'm only using it like two ways. I am using it, I make tea with it, hot tea, and I use it in my water. So, my cold water, my ice water. So, I cut slices of lemon. I use my lemon balm, my stevia, and my spearmint, and I put it all the leaves in the bottom of the jar. I like to drink out of jars. I feel like it keeps my drinks colder. So big mason jars. Um, so yeah, that's basically how I use my lemon balm right now. I am probably going to do a tincture with it soon because I think it's the lemon balm that is good for headaches. And the only reason why I haven't done any tinctures as of yet is because I don't want to use alcohol. But I came across a video that said I didn't have to use alcohol, that I could use apple cider vinegar and still make the tincture. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the apple cider vinegar and then I'll be able to make the tinctures that I want to make. Um, so that'll be with lemon balm, and then also red clover. I have a lot of red clover in my yard right now. So I'm going to take advantage of that if it isn't all dried up already, and make a tincture with the red clover too. But I do want to get into more of the medicinal herbs and things because I just do. I don't like taking medicine. I've always hated taking medicine. So I think that if I was to make a tincture, because I made it, I would actually take it. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong because I hate taking stuff like especially on a regular basis. I'm so bad with that. So I have to take vitamin D now because living here in the Midwest, we don't get any vitamin D here. But I have to take vitamin D daily. And it's such a pain for me to remember to take it. So I have to do better, but I think if I make my own tincture, I just might be inclined to use it more. You said you can use wine also. Red wines are the best. I didn't see that. I didn't see the wine thing. But like I said, I don't want to use alcohol in mine. And I know that it's just the most common thing that people use is vodka, and it's a 80 proof vodka. So um, I don't want to have to use any vodka. I want to be able to do it without using alcohol. So that's why I think I'm going to go with the um, apple cider vinegar. The kind with the mother. So, man, I have been watching these people's videos, and it's so alarming, with everyone talking about the food shortages that are coming and, having to stock up and prepping. And, I'm not one to get very nervous about things or anxious, but I want to try to kind of be ready too, because it's just irritating when you go to the store and you can't find the things that you want or that you're looking for. So I do want to try and have on hand, just the main necessities. And we don't eat a lot of like carbs, we don't eat a lot of rice or pastas. My daughter, she loves rice and pasta, and I do love rice and pasta, but I know that I can't eat it all the time, so I try not to. But it's use honey to make a tincture. I don't think honey is going to draw out the oils in the herbs that, because the way that the tincture works is the essential oils are drawn out of the herb, and then that's where you get the benefits from. But I don't think honey is going to work for that. At least I've not heard that. So, Broke, are you having a fall garden this year? What is a tincture? I hear it, but I don't really know what it is. So, a tincture is it's like a solution, and what it is it's probably in a bottle, not probably no bigger than this little hand sanitizer, okay? And the best bottle to get are the amber bottles, the bottles that are dark, because you don't want light to get to it. And what it is you take your herbs and you soak them in whether it be dried herbs or fresh herbs. You soak them in a solution, which is either the vodka or, like I was saying, you could use apple cider vinegar. And what that does is that draws out the essential oils in the herbs. And those essential oils have the medicinal benefits to them. So the tinctures are like medicine, so to speak. It's like an herbal remedy or an herbal medicine. So like um, herbalistic, remedies and things like that. So if you want to be more self-reliant or health, like what's the word I'm looking for? Just not into medicine. If you got a headache or something, you can go to a tincture that you have made. And what you do is you put it under your tongue and your blood, and it absorbs in your bloodstream like immediately. And it should help with whatever you have going on. There you go. Tincture are concentrates made of herbs and a carrier. So the carrier is what? Okay, yes, yes, I remember that. You can also use glycerin. Okay, right. I do remember that. Glycerin, apple cider vinegar, or the vodka. I don't take medicine. Aspirin, nothing, period. Right. I don't like taking medicine either, but some tinctures are good for just health benefits. They could be used for like vitamins or supplements. So I was talking about the red clover. I have a lot of red clover in my yard and it grows wild. It's like a weed. Let me see if I can pull up an image of red clover and you'll probably recognize it. So, because it's so rampant in most yards, because it's a weed, it's a wild weed. All right, here's a picture of it here. Hmm, that's pretty vibrant. I don't know if I want to use that one. A lot of times it's not that vibrant. Let me see. All right, that one looks better. Okay, so let me share the screen with you guys. And I'll show you what red clover looks like. And then I'll tell you what I plan to do with it. And what its benefits are. Okay, so this is red clover. And you probably recognize it from, it grows wild in your yard. Um, the leaves are, you see those leaves, they got they're like variegated. They got the little like just like designs on the leaves and stuff. And then these little pink flowers. It's actually called red clover, but the flowers look more pink than red. So what you do, a migraine tincture would be lemon balm. I'm pretty sure lemon balm was the headache tincture. Um, so the red clover, um, yes, feverfew, that's what it was. Feverfew, which is what I was talking about the other day. Feverfew is an herb that I would like to get my hands on some seeds for, and that's good for the headache. Feverfew, lemon balm, and peppermint leaves together in a tincture would be good for headaches. Okay, so anyway, the red clover. So red clover is especially good for women. And I won't go into the many benefits that it has for women, but just out of respect for all the gentlemen that are in here. But red clover has, if you look it up, red clover has amazing benefits for women, especially if you are on the aging side. Let's put it that way. I've never heard of honey, James, but I will look into it. And if honey can be used, then I would probably venture to use honey before the glycerin. Yes, I'm currently making CBD, chickweed, and yarrow tinctures. They will all go into a medicated pain cream for my sweet hubby. So that is another thing you can make. You can make pain creams, which are called salves, SALVE. And a lot of lemon balm can be used in a salve. Um, Calendula is a really popular one that you can use in a salve, and it's really good for all types of things like skin irritations, psoriasis, different things like that. Peppermint and ginger, I hear, is good for migraine. There are many herbs mentioned for migraines. Yes. Well, Google says you can infuse honey with herbs. I thought I'd heard of it before. Okay. So then, it does that constitute as a tincture though? Because I know that you can infuse honey and herbs, but does that make it a tincture? What's a good resource for making tinctures? I use mint for migraines. So the channel that I the chan let me look really quick, and I'll tell you what channel it is that I get the information from for the tinctures. Give me 1 second. And she's really good too. Like um she's been doing it a long time. Okay. Today, hang on. All right, so I'm going to share her link, and her channel's name is Mary's Nest. Okay, I'll share the screen with you guys too, and that way you'll see what she looks like and what her channel looks like. Mary's Nest is a really good resource for making tinctures, and she's been doing it for a very long time. So this is what she looks like, and this is what her channel looks like. Today I want to share with you a master recipe for how to make a medicinal herbal tincture. Hi, sweet friends. I'm Mary, and welcome to Mary's Nest, where I teach traditional cooking skills for making nutrient-dense foods like bone broth, ferment, sourdough, and more. So if you enjoy learning about those things, consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to click on the little notification bell below. That'll let you know every time I upload a new video. Well, today I'm continuing my series on medicinal herbs, and I want to share with you how to make medicinal herbal tinctures. First, I want to explain what a master recipe is and what a medicinal herbal tincture is. But if you open the description underneath this video, I'll have timestamps where I walk you through the steps of making a medicinal herbal tincture. So if you already know what a master recipe is and a medicinal herbal tincture, you can jump ahead. When I use the terminology master recipe, what I'm referring to is something that you would call a template. And basically what this template is isn't she, Stacy? Follow that has basic steps and basic ingredients. We were talking about tinctures. However, so I wanted to share of the recipe this channel that allows you some flexibility. But as long as you have the basic steps, you know how to make the particular recipe. And in this case, it's a recipe for how to make a medicinal herbal tincture.
So the basic recipe for making a medicinal herbal tincture involves using some type of liquid, which you have choices on that liquid, which we'll discuss in a minute. But the area where you have some variety is what herbs you decide to use to make your tincture. Now, speaking of the herbs, what is a medicinal herbal tincture? A medicinal herbal tincture is basically a concentrated extract of herbs, and it's a liquid concentrated extract of herbs. And the nice thing about medicinal herbal tinctures is that they're easy to make, they're easy to take, and they have a very long shelf life. And the reason that you would want to make a tincture and have it on hand is to help you treat a particular condition that the specific herbs will
Yeah,
help.
she's good,
Now,
right,
for
Stacy?
example, today, just for demonstration purposes, using this master recipe, we're going to make a tincture that helps with headaches.
Not necessarily,
But
bro.
can make
You don't have
all
to dry it
kinds
out.
of tinctures.
You can if you want
Just
to
follow the
store it,
master recipe,
but you don't
but
have to
change
dry
the
it out to make
herbs
your
to the
tea. If you
particular
want to just
condition
harvest
that you want
and
to
make your
treat.
tea,
You
you
can
can do
make
it like that.
tinctures for aches and pains. You can make tinctures that can help you sleep. There's a whole host of tinctures that you can make. And I highly recommend, if you're new to medicinal herbs, to go to your library and look at what types of books they may have on herbs and start educating yourself
Me too.
about the various healing and medicinal properties that certain herbs
She's so
have.
good at
And a
explanation.
wonderful author who's a very experienced herbalist that you may want to look for is a woman named Rosemary Gladstar. She's been an herbalist, I think, going back to the 1970s, and you can't go wrong with any of her books. And if you're new to herbs, I highly recommend
I
her
am
book,
going to start fermenting.
Medicinal Herbs, A Beginner's
I have
Guide.
not fermented
This book is
anything yet,
outstanding. She
but
talks about how to know your herbs,
I
how to
definitely
recognize
want to
them,
start.
how to grow them,
They're
and
so
how
good
to
for you.
use them. So this is a very popular book, and many of you have told me you've seen this at your library. I highly recommend this. And the nice thing about looking at books at your library is you can determine which ones that you eventually
Her dog's
may
name?
like to
I don't
add
know.
to your own home library. Now, how do you take a medicinal herbal tincture? It's very easy to take, and you don't need a lot because it's very concentrated.
Right, it's very
What you're going to be
concentrated.
taking is about a dropper full or two. And don't worry if you don't have a bottle like this. You're basically going to be looking at maybe taking an eighth of a teaspoon or a quarter of a teaspoon. And I'll have all of this information in the printable recipe so that you'll know exactly how much you should be taking. And when it comes to actually taking it, you can put it right into your mouth and take it straight like that. Or you can dilute it in water. You can also put it in tea or juice, anything like that that you want. And if you're interested in knowing about the medicinal herbs that I
you
like
can.
to grow, as well as what their medicinal and healing properties are, I have a number of videos on this, and I'll be sure to link to it in the iCards, or link to them in the iCards, and in the description below. And if I ever run out of iCards, you can always be sure
The
I'll have
amount
everything in the description under
of
the
peppermint
video.
you
And
use
also in the
will
description
vary
below, I'll have a link to the
depending on
recipe,
whether it's
which will
fresh
take you over to
or
my
whether
website,
it's dry.
same name as my YouTube channel, where you can read it online or print it out. It'll have the master recipe as well as the headache tincture I'm going to share today. And while you're over at my website, if you want, you can also sign up for my newsletter, which is chock full of things about traditional cooking, the prepper pantry, herbs, all wonderful information that I think you'll find very useful. And you'll also be able to download my free 36-page pantry list, which can be very helpful, especially if you're making the transition from a processed foods kitchen to a traditional foods kitchen.
You know what? I don't
Stocking
see
in
why
advance.
not,
Now,
because
I
I
just
think
wanna
freeze
mention,
drying
as I
locks
shared with
in
you
all of
other
the
videos, whenever I talk about the
vitamins.
herbs, that if you're pregnant, if you're nursing, if you're thinking of using these remedies with children, or if you're taking medication
Save me a glass.
over the counter or prescription, or if you have allergies, especially hay fever, you really want to check with your doctor or your pediatrician or any other type of healthcare professional that you work with.
If you plan to save it for more than a few days, just add some lemon or some lime, and that will be able that will allow you to preserve it for a little bit longer.
Wonderful resource. And the folks there have been so kind to give me a 15% off discount coupon code
Okay,
for my
okay.
viewers. So be sure to check the
Okay,
description below
coupons.
because it does expire
Let's
in
get to
June
the
and it's
teacher.
well for me. But you can double this and make. I'll be sure to link to that in the iCards. That's vodka. And
Okay.
I know different countries label their alcohol differently, but an 80 proof vodka is
Wait,
40% alcohol.
You didn't get your chocolate
And the
mint?
reason that I'm
It didn't
using
come back?
vodka, and this is just a mid-priced vodka. I don't buy the least expensive because we
It
are
did
going
not
to be
come back to
ingesting it,
me.
but I also don't buy the most expensive. And I'm really not an expert on it. I don't drink. I just use alcohol
Yes.
for making various herbal preparations. And I simply decided that I felt a mid-priced vodka would be the best. And the reason I choose vodka is because it's generally what herbalists recommend.
Good
Alcohol
point,
is very
James.
good at extracting
You might
all
use
of
the
medicinal
oils.
properties from herbs. And they recommend vodka specifically because it's clear in color and it's
You don't have to,
flavorless.
bro. You can
So
steep it
doesn't
and then take those
affect
leaves
the
out.
taste
You
or
don't
the
have to
color
leave them
of
in.
the herbs that you're using. And in addition to using vodka, I've also seen recipes where herbalists recommend using an alcohol that's called Everclear. And I believe that's
Ooh, not
100%
Everclear.
proof, which would be 50% alcohol. Now, when it comes to the herbs, you can use flowers, you can use leaves, you can use the roots, you can use the bark or the stem, and you can also use the berries. You can also use dried herbs like we're going to use today, but you can also use fresh herbs. The only difference is how much you're going to put in your jar.
Right.
And leaves and flowers are treated a little differently than roots, stalks, and or the bark and the berries. So first talk
Right,
about
right.
what
I
we're
was like,
doing with
Everclear,
the
whoa.
leaves and the flowers. If you're using fresh leaves and
Okay,
flowers,
see here.
you want to give them a real good chopping. Chopping up the leaves and flowers helps begin to release some of the essential or volatile oils, making the whole process easier. And if you are using fresh leaves and flowers, you're going to fill your jar 3/4 of the way full. In our case, with this example, since we're going to be using dried leaves and flowers, which are all chopped up, we're going to fill our jar either halfway or you can even go 2/3 if you want. If you find that you're going to be using a lot of flowers, which are less compact, say, than leaves, you can fill your jar 2/3 of the way. But when you use leaves, which are very chopped up and very compact, say you're just doing leaves, then halfway up your jar is sufficient. And the reason why with dried herbs that you're only going to go halfway up or maximum 2/3 if you find you basically have a lot of flowers is because when you pour your liquid onto them, they're going to really expand. And when they expand, though, you still want there to be room in the jar so that when you shake it, there can be some movement. Now, when it comes to using roots, bark, stem, berries, you want to really chop these up very well. Or if you have an ability to grind them, maybe you have a little spice grinder that can.
So you guys get the picture, but that was the channel that I like to watch. I've been watching her channel, getting some information about the tinctures and what herbs I need to use for what tinctures. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get some feverfew. And I've already got the lemon balm and I've already got the peppermint. So, and I've got, what else do I have? I've got stevia out there. I've got a couple of different other mints. I've got oregano and sage and what else? Oh, not to mention the dandelions and the plantain and like I said, the red clover. The red clover, if you are a woman, look up the benefits of red clover. That's all I want to say about that. I don't want to make the gentleman too uncomfortable in here talking about the red clover. But yeah. I'm going to try the one for migraine. This is so interesting. I thought so too, and I'm gonna start really trying to get into not having to take things for pain or headache or what if I can't sleep at night or what have you. So yeah, I want to try to concentrate on the tinctures that would suit me the best. Put it that way. Your stevia is struggling. Why is your stevia struggling, Broke? Is it because it's too hot there? Maybe you need to put it in the shade. Is your stevia in a container? Grown, I want to know now. Liquor is usually good for sleeping. Yes, Mary's Nest is the bomb. I just came across her channel not too long ago, and I've been watching quite a few of her tincture videos. So I'm really intrigued by the whole tincture making thing. So I want to try to venture out and to grow more of the things that it takes to make those tinctures. Fermenting, yes. I want to do fermenting too. Um, I like sauerkraut, so I would like to venture out and make some sauerkraut maybe. I would probably be the only one eating it though. I hate to be making things that only I will eat because I mean, one person can only eat so much. Didn't really think about fermenting peppers. I have some little pepper plants from seed. Are you overwatering it, Broke? That heat in a wine barrel under my shade cloth. It's going to need the prayer warrior. Oh, not the prayer warriors. Yeah, that heat out there by you guys ain't no joke. But it's under the shade cloth now. So as long as you're watering it deeply and making sure that it has enough shade, then I think it'll be fine. Chili chump? The prayer warriors. Yes, we're going to pray for Broke's stevia plant and the rest of his plants too. Because them plants were looking dry. They were looking burnt and dry and crispy. So I hope that shade cloth really helps you out. Fermented jalapenos is so good. Not sure if you like jalapenos. I love jalapenos. It's the only hot pepper that I'm growing is jalapenos. Last year I did Anaheims and Serranos. I did a mixture of hot peppers for salsa, and I did some salsa and I froze some. But yeah, jalapenos are so good because I can make pico de gallo. I can make jalapeno poppers. So I love jalapenos. Plus, my husband likes the pickled jalapenos, the kind you can put on like nachos. So I do a lot of those. I like sauerkraut too. I saw Mary's Nest make some. I was like, nope. I went and bought some. See, that's what I mean. Like, why am I gonna go? I know I should, but it's like I don't even want to go through all the trouble of making my own sauerkraut, and I'm the only one that's gonna eat it. Stevia is sun loving, but I guess not that much sun. Right, not that much sun. They were dry like my elbows. Oh, they're being in the pool. Wow. They were ashy. The squash bugs and cucumber beetles found my cantaloupe seedlings and did a number on them. Oh, prayers will be appreciated. They look terrible. Oh no. Can you cover them up somehow with like some tool or some fabric or something like that? Man, it's about what point in time, the method of making you're dealing with. So find what works for you is the best thing. Yeah, I agree. Had my first jalapenos today. They were not jalapenos, or however it's spelled. I love super hots, so that'll go to my mom. Yeah, I grew the nata peños last year, so I did save some seeds from those, but I don't know if they got cross pollinated or not. I tried to keep my hot peppers separate from my sweet peppers or my not hot peppers, but you know how that goes. They weren't that far apart, so there's always a chance that they may have cross pollinated, and I end up with jalapenos instead of natapenos. I'm the only one that will eat it, so it will last a long time. Yeah, I actually like sauerkraut on my polishes. Or if you've had what are they called? Franks. I think they're called Franks, the all beef hot dogs. Those are so good off of the grill with some sauerkraut on them. Oh my goodness. You guys are going to make me hungry. Your stevia needs chapstick in the sun hat. Oh, chapstick in a sun hat, not chapstick. It needs some Vaseline. I hear some thunder. We might get rain. Oh yes. Um, who was it? It was somebody just said, oh, it was growing out the box. He said that it was raining by him right now. So I think he's in Georgia too. So it might be moving your way, Stacy. Stevia leaves so darn picky. My stevia is so sweet, you guys. So sweet. Like I got stevia in my water right now with some lemon balm and some spearmint and some lemon slices, and it tastes like tea. And I didn't steep it or nothing. It's cold water and ice, but it tastes like tea. My Carolina Reaper plant is looking really bad right now. Hoping when I get home it's looking better. You know what? The thing about peppers is the roots will get stronger and reach down farther when it starts to get dry. And I mean, I know that's true about a lot of plants, but peppers especially get stronger when they have to reach further down for their water. And it's not a bad thing that they go a little dry sometimes. It's been raining here for hours. Oh wow. Good for you, bro. I know you're ready for some rain. Bratwurst and Rubens. Okay. Yeah, but I don't like Swiss cheese. So, a matter of fact, I just had a corned beef sandwich before I started this live. Um I like uh I like provolone cheese or maybe some pepper jack, but I don't like Swiss cheese. It's probably one of the few cheeses that I don't like. I don't care for blue cheese or gorgonzola, whichever one you want to call it, or Swiss cheese. And I think that's it. I think the other cheeses I'm pretty good with. Like I like feta cheese. I love feta cheese. Feta with tomatoes and cucumbers. Awesome. We got a ton of rain on Wednesday night. You know, we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow night. So I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that the rain doesn't skip me. Please, rain, don't pass me by. Love me some Rubens. Yes. I tend to love the old ways better. They work better for me, and that's what I know best. I know that's right, because all this new age stuff, they always trying to fix something that ain't broke. Okay, cool, broke. We need the rain. My grass dry as a desert. I know, right? My poor grass. It is so sweet. I was shocked. Yeah, that stevia. And you know what? You can't put stevia with your other plants, like with your vegetables and stuff, because it's so sweet. It attracts things like aphids and ants and things like that. So it's good to keep it in a container kind of by itself, or maybe you want to plant it with like flowers or something. But yeah, don't plant it where you don't want any pests because the stevia is so sweet. I think that's what Tammy uses to sweeten our tea. Probably because I mean, it does the job. You don't need any sugar, but it's in a container. Big Stacy? I can't eat cheese anymore. Oh, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you because I love cheese. I don't like blue cheese, American cheese, Swiss cheese, feta cheese. I got cheese issues. Take some kielbasa on rye bread. Oh, yes, rye bread. I love rye bread. Yellow mustard, sauerkraut pickles, Swiss cheese, and be careful because your tongue might slap your brain. Ah, you are funny. Your tongue might slap your brain. That's so sad, Broke Farmer. I love cheese, but it's high in histamines, so I need to be careful. I did not realize that, Suzanne, that cheese is high in histamines. Rye bread is tasty. I love rye bread. I can eat rye bread toasted with just butter. It's just that good. But I'm Irish, so I love rye bread with corned beef any day of the week. I don't have to wait for St. Patrick's Day to make corned beef. I can make it anytime and be just as happy. But yeah, I had a corned beef sandwich before I started the live. Um, I think it was provolone cheese, corned beef and provolone cheese. Oh yes, Nikki, pumpernickel bread is good too. Like if you ever go to a restaurant, I don't know if Outback still does it because I haven't been there in such a long time. But I think Outback used to serve warm pumpernickel bread at the table before you get your food. Somebody used to serve it. I don't remember which restaurant it was, but I love pumpernickel bread. I haven't had it in a long time, but it is good. It is very good. Um, so I did some succession planting. So you guys know the last live I had, I talked about trap crops. So the blue Hubbard squash was one of the trap crops that I talked about. So I planted my blue Hubbard squash. It all germinated, and I'm about to plant that out where my zucchini is at. The issue that I'm afraid of is my zucchini is further along than my Hubbard squash. So it might still suffer. Um, it could, maybe not. It might still suffer some damage. So once the Hubbard squash gets a little bit bigger, I have already planted another wave of squash. So I did zucchini. I did headed to bed. Good night, Broke. Have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping in. Man, I love these British channels. DNA Family Secrets is the bomb. Are you talking about BBC? That channel? British something channel or something, whatever. It's called BBC, right? Good night, Broke. Yeah. So I started my Hubbard squash, but I also started more other squash too. So I did zucchini and I did spaghetti squash and some yellow butter dish squash and some other squashes because I'm afraid that my first round of squash is going to end up being like the sacrificial squash. And then my Hubbard squash is going to grow into a nice, attractive plant. And then I can put in my other crops. So at least that's what I'm hoping that I'm going to use my, I just planted some more for backups. And then cucumbers, I planted more cucumbers and more melons and what else? Beans, more beans. Because I still have about, what did I say, October 22nd is my first frost date. So I have July, August, and September pretty much. So I've got a good 90 days left in my growing season. So I'm looking forward to trying to get some watermelon. So I planted out, I started more, probably four, eight, maybe 12 more watermelons, eight watermelons and four cantaloupe, I think. Let me see. I did the video, so you guys will end up seeing the video, but okay, so honey rock cantaloupe. Where did that? Is it going to show up? No, it's not going to show up. There we go. Honey rock cantaloupe. And I did, has anybody grown this strawberry watermelon? I've been trying to grow it for like the last 3 years. 2 years, maybe? Maybe 2 years. Yeah, because these were 21 seeds. So I just got these last year. All right, so I planted them last year and I didn't get any. So I planted them again this year. They don't germinate very well. So um, I think I got one seed to germinate and I planted it and it didn't do anything. So I planted some more. I think I planted about four more of these. But has anyone grown that? And then I planted crimson because that only takes 85 days. And then, of course, I planted sugar baby. But I'm interested in that strawberry watermelon. I haven't been able to get that to germinate very well. I'm growing honey rock. Grew them last year. Okay, so those are good then, huh? If you're growing them again, then they must be good. Okay, Nikki, 22nd is your birthday, huh? Okay. Libra. On the cusp. Yeah. My mom was a Libra. Her birthday is October 8th. I have yet to grow watermelon or melons. You know, a strange fact is there's a farm in southern Indiana. I don't know if it's central or southern, but it's one of the biggest watermelon producers of the United States. Yep, in Indiana. So we got to be able to grow them here. I love sugar babies. Even when they're not fully ripe, they're still sweet. Try sugar baby or Korean melons. Yeah, because they're smaller, so they ripen faster because you don't have to wait for them to get big. So anything like the size of a cantaloupe would be good. Um, but sugar baby, yeah. And then I tried to grow Tigger melons um, last year, and I didn't get any of those. They ended up getting attacked by, I don't know if it was Japanese beetles or I think the vine borer got to those melons. So I didn't get any of those either. So I'm determined to try to get some melons this year. And I do see raspberries coming on. I did see some raspberries today. What else? I seen some blackberries. I seen some raspberries. So what's the key to growing melons? Hands in the dirt? Do you want to give us some pointers on growing your melons? I'm growing Minnesota midgets and a lot of weird melons I have never grown. I like to do that too, but I can't even get the regular ones to grow. I know. So melons are definitely, you have to keep them watered. You have to have very rich, fertile soil because they are heavy feeders. They need lots of water. They need lots of heat and sun. And they have to climb. Well, they don't have to, but I like mine to climb. And yeah, you got to make sure you keep the pests away too, because the same pests that attack your cucumbers will attack your melons. Fertilizing and watering. Fertilizing and watering. Yep. Lots of good, rich compost and a consistent watering. So you don't let your plants get too dry and you don't let them get too wet because then the roots will rot. But consistent watering. Hmm. Yeah, because they'll get the powdery mildew and all of that good stuff. They'll get downy mildew. Yep. My thing is I couldn't keep them away from the pests. The pests really got mine the last couple of years. Like the year before last, I think I got one sugar baby. And then last year I planted cantaloupes that Gail from Gail Southern Living sent me. And I planted the strawberry watermelon and the sugar baby. And I planted pumpkin that Gail also sent me. And I did not get one melon last year. Not one. MB Heritage Farms is really good at growing melons. Okay. You know who else I think is good at growing melons? Oh, I can't even think of the channel's name. I watch it all the time. Homestead Heart. She has a lot of canning videos, but Homestead Heart, they're pretty good at melons too, I think. Saw your irrigation system looks good. Okay, James, you got an irrigation system now? I'm gonna have to check you out. I did not see that, especially because I wasn't getting no notifications. You got one melon, and boy, was it so good. That's how I felt about that sugar baby melon that I got. That one sugar baby melon, it was so good. And I was so upset that I didn't have more. The pests can eat your melon plants so quickly. I have been checking twice daily and still got a lot of damage. Yeah, I've been checking too. Well, I had messed up my back. So, like this whole week, I wasn't able to get outside in the garden. But today or yesterday, I think I got out there for the first time this week. And I was thankful that I did still have not seen any squash bug eggs. Um, I didn't see any damage so far, and I know that I noticed that the little white butterfly moth, the cabbage moth, was not bothering my plants, but instead it was concentrating on those kale plants that I have that are going to that are going to seed. So it likes those. And then there's a plant, um, there's a weed of some kind that's growing on the outside of my fence. And it has lots of, I mean, it's attracted a lot of pests. So I do need to go out there and spray it because I think it's got tons of aphids on it, and the white moth likes it. And I'm like, yes, I'm glad that thing popped up because then it's like a trap plant. It's like a trap crop. I don't even know what it is, but the leaves on it are huge, and I'm pretty sure that um, I can get rid of a lot of the pests because I can spray that plant and get rid of and keep them from reproducing. I have Minnesota midgets and golden Jenny cantaloupes. Oh, golden Jenny, huh? I never heard of that one. I've heard of the Blacktail Mountain, small shining lights. Now, see, I had a moon and stars that I was going to plant this year, and I couldn't find the seeds. I got them somewhere here. But I've never heard of the small shining lights. Sugar baby melon watermelons, all in 20-gallon grow bags. Okay, that's lots of space, David. That's lots of space. Homestead Heart did well after they replanted because the straw killed their starts. Yes, I saw that one. The straw had killed all that. They got the straw. I think it was from Ace Hardware, and they think that the straw may have been sprayed with something. So it's good if you're going to get straw bales and hay bales to make sure that you have a reliable source for those things and that you know that they're not spraying them with anything. Hello, Virginia fruit grower. How are you? Nice to see you. I saw your trip to Canada. That was pretty cool. That guy up there growing all that citrus in Canada, that was pretty impressive. And I was surprised that he planted those trees so close to his house. I would think, like, with the roots and stuff growing, you wouldn't want trees planted so close to your house like that. I mean, them trees were like right on top of his, like right on his house. And then also, like, is it gonna make the tree like bend eventually, or you know, I just I was surprised that he had them in that spot. That's all. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Last year I planted tomatoes and watermelon in an area of my garden where I buried my kitchen scraps all winter long. I had zero pest issues. Nice. You know what? I have read so many times that um, pests will not bother healthy plants. But I don't know. It's like, well, I just I don't understand it because my plants look healthy, they seem healthy, they're growing, they're thriving, but they still get hit by pest damage. So I don't know how much of that I believe. The watering system from day I started a garden in desert 2 seasons ago. Okay, 2 seasons ago. Okay, Stacy, have a good night. Have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Raisin, oh yes, something we all have to watch for when using any straw-like product in the garden. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so crazy how they just you just don't know what is being sprayed. on these things, and you can't just use anything. You can't trust anything. Like when I was making my container soil for my container garden, I mean for my grow bags, and I bought that Miracle Grow garden soil because it was on sale. It was like 4 for $10. And I was there to get the pavers. They were 4 for $1 at Home Depot. So I was there for the pavers. I wasn't there for that dirt. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, 4 for 10. I was like, I could use that to stretch my container soil. I completely forgot why I never buy Miracle Grow. I opened up one of those bags and that stuff was so heavy and there was so much clay in it. My hands were cramping from trying to break up all those big clumps of stuff. And I'm like, how does anybody grow anything in this? It was very irritating. And then I reminded myself, this is why you don't buy Miracle Grow. I don't buy soil to begin with, so I don't know why I bought that. I did a couple things different this year that I'm starting to look back on, and I'm like, why am I doing those things? I don't ever do those things. Why am I doing them now? It's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So yeah, I avoid Miracle Grow anything. Yeah, as I said, I don't ever buy it, but I don't know why. It's like, oh, 4 for 10. That's a good price. I'm just going to use it to stretch my compost, and it says, it's got some nutrients in it or whatnot. Never again. I still got, what, 2 bags out there, I think. I don't even know if I'm going to use it. Maybe I'll put it in my compost. I don't know. Chemicals, herbicides, and pesticides. They do. I don't even know why. And it's like the research is there. The research is there. Bio, soil biologists have proven that you don't need all these chemicals and herbicides and pesticides. You don't need them. And yet we still have them. I saw some reviews that said the Miracle Grow soil had fungus gnats last year on Amazon. Wow. Fungus gnats. Definitely fungus gnats. Wow. I didn't have any fungus gnats. Thank God. Maybe it depends on which bag of Miracle Grow you use. I just had the regular garden soil bag of Miracle Grow, and it was horrible. I mean, horrible. I don't even want to use the other two, but I might go ahead and dump it in my compost, if anything. I mean, if it'll be good for something if I put it in my compost, at least the worms will break it up that way. Speaking of worms, I have so many worms in my garden. I love it. I love it. It's a sign that your soil is alive. 2018, huh? Yeah, I don't remember. I think I bought some. Let me think now, because it was before I even moved to this house. I bought some. Jada was probably 2 years old or something, 2 or 3. So maybe 2012 was probably the last time I bought Miracle Grow. And I probably knew it then. And that's probably why I hadn't bought it in so long. But I'm not going to be spending any money on that anymore. The only thing I usually spend money on is peat because, peat moss is really good for a lot of things. You can't go wrong with that. And it's an organic material. So peat moss and composted cow manure. And I don't even always do that. So, but this year, like I said, I took the whole winter off. So wasn't really doing anything outside. I wasn't staying on top of the compost. I didn't even clean out the garden. Like I just left it. I was so done last year. I was so overwhelmed and tired last year that I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not even going to clean the garden up. I'm not doing anything. I'm just done. And I think part of it was when I lost the rabbits. Good night, Nikki. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. And you have a great, great weekend. We're going to be off here in about 5 minutes anyway. Yeah. When I lost the rabbits last year, that really took a toll on me. And I would love to get like more animals. I have the space, but um, I just don't. For one thing, I don't have like the type of help to where if I decided to go somewhere, if we decided to go on vacation, or if we were going to go out of town, or what have you, there is nobody to take care of the animals if I had any. So it's just not it's not wise for me to get animals when I would be the only one taking care of them. And then if something happens to me, like this week, for instance, my back was out and I was down for like the whole week. You know, it's not, it's just not smart to have animals that depend on you and you don't have anyone else to turn to help. So otherwise, I probably would have had chickens by now, and I probably would have replaced my rabbits. But right now, I just have Zeke. Hello, our Georgia Suburban Homestead. Nice of you to stop in. We're going to be on for probably another 5 minutes or so, but I'm glad you stopped in. How is your back? Is your back doing better? I um I actually was down this whole week because I messed my back up. So I feel you. It is a very big commitment. It is a very big commitment. And it's something that you have to really take uh, into consideration, all of the what ifs. And those animals, they depend on you. And you can't you can't neglect them. It's just not fair. It's just not fair to them. So that's one reason why I don't do a lot of the animals, and I have not replaced my rabbits, and I did not end up getting chickens. I was considering it, but I ended up not going forward with that because, like I said, I would be the only one taking care of the animals, and if something happens to me, like this week, I was down the whole week. Nobody's going to be around, nobody's going to want to take care of the animals the way I would take care of them. I was thinking my back was like almost all better, just a few catches as the week went by, but my blood sugar was really high. Then I realized I'd been taking a muscle relaxer every day instead of my diabetes tablet. Oh no. Oh no. So today I didn't take a muscle relaxer and my back still hurts and I think I'm going through withdrawal. Are muscle relaxers addictive? I think anything can be addictive at a certain point, but they could be addictive. They could be addictive. I wouldn't be surprised. I took one muscle relaxer in the beginning of the week, like when I could not barely move. But like, I hate taking muscle relaxers because it just makes me feel so bleh. So I don't like that feeling. I took the muscle relaxer at night and then I went to bed. And I have not taken another one since. I've been taking a couple Tylenol here and there, but yeah. Thank you, James. Oh, I'm so sorry that you had a bad day. I was wondering why I had to fight falling into sleep all day. That's why. That's why. Yeah, I don't like the muscle relaxers. They make me want to like immediately go to sleep. So I won't take it during the day. I'll have to take it at night if I take it at all. And that day, I definitely needed a muscle relaxer. I was afraid. Um, I took my daughter to the swimming pool. We go to like one of the like public pools, and I was there. It was pretty crowded, and I didn't bring a chair to sit in. So we spread out the towels on the um, pool deck, and I was just sitting on the ground. And then my back was starting to hurt a lot. Went in the pool, swam around some, and then came back, sat back down on the towel for a little while. But then I went to get up, and I almost could not, like, I felt like my legs were going to give out from underneath me, and my back was hurting. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I really needed one of these chairs, like the, lawn chairs or whatever. So finally, there was one, and I went and I moved to the chair instead of sitting on the ground. And it started to feel a little bit better because I was sitting in the chair and not on the ground. But I got nervous, and I was thinking that I was not going to be able to walk to my car. That's how bad it was hurting. And I had called my husband, and I was like, I might need you to come and get us because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to the car. But then after I sat in the chair for a little while. It was a lot better than sitting on the concrete. So I was able to get to the car. And when I got home, I immediately took one of the muscle relaxers, and I just called it a night. And I was like, I have to lay down because I don't want to not be able to move. But I got nervous because I've thrown my back out a couple times, and it's it's so it's so painful. I take a muscle relaxer 3 times a day. Oh my goodness. That's, oh, fibromyalgia. So I'm thinking that you have probably built up a tolerance to those muscle relaxers. Because if I took a muscle relaxer 3 times a day, I would not be awake ever. 70 pepper plants. What? Wow. Nice. I'm still trying to get my okra out into the garden, but it's been so hot that I don't want to transplant. I only take the relaxer when I have my back muscles basically pulling themselves apart. Yes, they knock you out. Not safe to drive. Absolutely not. No way. I would never try to drive on a muscle relaxer. I can't even function in the house, let alone in the car. Food and herbs. Being evaluated for MS. So far, it looks like it's just fibro. Fingers crossed. Oh, we'll be praying for you. We'll be praying for you. I hope you find a solution and that it isn't MS. Absolutely. Going gluten-free helped reduce my pain levels. My aunt was sensitive to beans. Others are sensitive to nightshades. You have to just try to see what helps. That's a good idea, Suzanne. I did not think of that before, but I will definitely make a note of that so that I can be more mindful of. I can try that. I can definitely try that. I have a lot of aches and pains, but I don't like going to the doctor. So if you call me when you're done here, I'll give you some exercises that really work on your back. Okay. Do I have your email? I think we've chatted through email. Yes, you do have my email. I'm a vegetarian, meat allergy. I have lymphedema in both legs and no cartilage in both knees. Ouch. Bone on bone. So muscle relaxers help with mobility. Wow. Huga Homestead. Hello. How are you? Nice of you to join us. Thank you so much. 70 peppers. Yes. You did great is right. Snapping beans. And the dog thinks the ends are treats. You know what? My dog is the same way. Anything that I give him, he thinks like it's a treat. He doesn't like coffee though. He does not like coffee. If I'm making my cup of coffee and I motion towards him with my cup, he's like immediately turns his head. He does not like it. Most are either Scotch bonnets or Hungarian pepper. That is supposed to be delish. Okay. Are you going to dry those peppers out and make powders with them? What do you plan on doing with your Scotch bonnets? What? Wow. Do you get gel injections in your knees? Oh, he loves strawberry too. Um, my email is, can you see that bottom of the screen? That's my email address. That's my email address there. He loves strawberries. My dog, Zeke, used to like strawberries. He used to like bananas. He loved blueberries. Um, he would eat the pineapple when I would cut it up. But now that he's gotten older, he does not, he won't eat the fruit like he used to. He does like watermelon though. But other than that, he likes green beans. Meat rubs. Okay. I also sell the Scotch bonnets to Jamaican chefs. Nice. That's a nice hustle. Let's see. There you go. Did I put it? Okay, there. My dogs tend to eat whatever I accidentally drop on the floor. Wow, $8 a pound? That's good. Wow. Yes. And from any one plant, you can get well over 3 to 4 pounds off of one plant. They're pretty prolific, aren't they? Because they're small. Oh, Suzanne, I'm sorry to hear that. My Zeke is he's such a joy. I don't know what I would do if I had lost him. I have been giving to the chickens frozen corn to get them in the coop at night since it's been hot. I think they're going to want it all the time now. Yeah, they're going to be looking for, like, hey, where's the frozen corn at? Hey, corn lady, where you at with the frozen corn? They come to me now. I don't have to take the peppers to them anymore. Okay, that's even better. That's all right. I got it. I know how to read between the lines. My chickens eat scrambled eggs. Oh, wow. Frozen things don't disrupt their digestion. I don't know much about chickens. I know a little bit, but not much. I did a little bit of research when I was considering um, getting chickens, but after I lost the rabbits, I decided against it. Oh, hello, the woodland gardener. Oh, it's so nice of you to join us. We're still here, so anytime you come in is fine. Believe me, anytime you come in is fine. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. So, the frozen corn, it doesn't disrupt their digestion, was the question. It's a treat only when it's hot. They don't get much. Okay. I have a lavender chicken that insists to sit on my fat belly and be petted every day. Aw, she's a lovey dovey. Aw. My name is Angela. Well, nice to meet you, Angela. I'm Adrian. Thank you for coming in and thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Where is that at? The bunnies got pieces of frozen pineapple. Oh, wow. I bet they enjoyed that. My bunnies used to like the frozen strawberries. I would give them the frozen strawberries. Of course, they would eat the greens before they would eat the strawberry, but they did like the strawberries. We had a nice chicken that is a terror now. How did it become a terror, Gary? How did it go from being nice to being a terror? I gave my opossum sliced buffalo chicken tonight, and one thought it was good, the other spit it out and swished her mouth out in her water dish. That's hilarious. Did you film that? Oh, wow. That would have been so funny. If you filmed that and made that into a short, that would have been funny. I had one possum in my yard, and Zeke ran up to it and it immediately flipped over and played dead. It was funny. It was a big one too. I don't know. She might have been pregnant or something, because she was pretty big. One of her snoring. A snoring possum. Isn't that a sight to see? That's funny. So yeah, we're going to I'm going to post my succession planting video soon about all of the things that I decided to start. Set out grapes. You'll be friends for its lifespan, 2 years. Oh wow. They're only I didn't know they had such a short lifespan. 2 years? That is pretty short. He was the only chicken that made it out of the incubator after the power went out for a time. Oh, he used to ride on Tammy's shoulder around the yard. Then, when he was let outside with the hens, oh, was it a rooster? Was it a rooster, Gary? Not a hen, not a chicken, right? I don't understand how they survive in the wild. They sleep loud. I've never seen a possum snore. 2 years, huh? Okay, so it's a rooster. Ah, yeah. I've heard some stories about, yeah, male chickens. Um, I've heard some stories about some roosters. Some roosters get so mean that they end up in freezer camp. Well, it's the end of June, so I am going to be starting my fall seeds very soon here. And garlic will be started in October. I'll probably start my garlic a week before my first frost date. So my first frost date here is October 22nd. So the week before that, I'll probably put my garlic in. Um, and I'll probably do elephant garlic and then just regular garlic. But I am going to be starting broccoli and cabbage, cauliflower, kohlrabi, Brussels, kale, collards, bok choy, um, more lettuce. I said kohlrabi, Swiss chard. I think I said. Oh, the mustard, tender green spinach, the giant red mustard, Portuguese kale, and the all top turnips. All of those, more bunching onions, radishes. I don't I don't ever grow carrots and I don't know why. I just don't. I probably should try to grow some carrots this year. They're usually really cheap around my house. Like I only get a bag of baby carrots is like $1. But, I guess it can't hurt. I would, but Tammy loves slash hates him and won't let me fry him or turn him into chicken and dumplings. Looking forward to a succession planting video. Just started doing that myself with last year's garden. Yes, it's important to keep planting. Sometimes your plants get spent either by pests, by heat, disease, any number of things can cause your plants to fizzle out. So it's always good to have a second wave of something, coming up or coming in. So I did a video of me moving him. I uploaded it today. Okay, I'm going to check that out. He attacked me. I caught him. It's an interesting video. Oh my gosh. Do you do any Asian veggies? Yes. Well, the mustard spinach, which is a tender green, this is a Japanese green, and this is frost tolerant and heat tolerant. So this can do good in frost and it can do good in the drought. So that one is going in. The red mustard, the giant red mustard, is another I believe this was an Asian green, but yeah, this is an Asian green. It's faster growing and spicier than traditional southern mustards. Cold tolerant and bolt resistant. So that's that. Plus I'm going to do pak choi. And then I also like to do the Asian cabbage. The, what's it called? Michelini, Asian cabbage. I don't, probably not saying that right. Hey Mel, how are you? Oh, don't worry about it. I saw a great video on how to germinate carrots on Roots and Refuge. Yes. Is that the method where you cover it up with the board? I've seen that on the MI Gardener as well. I've not been too successful growing carrots. Carrots are finicky because carrots, you can't plant them too deep. The seeds are extremely small and they have to stay wet, well, moist. So it's kind of hard sometimes to keep them, especially like in the spring. If it's windy, your soil's going to dry out really quick. And you know, you can't plant them too deep, so that top layer of soil is going to dry out like quick. So using the board method is something that I haven't tried yet. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make my own seed tape, and I'm going to plant my carrots like that. That way I can assure that they are properly spaced and that my seeds are not going to move, because that's another thing. I planted carrots one time and it seemed like they all ended up in one spot. Like my seeds had moved around and ended up all in one spot. And then they didn't grow very well. All my onion seeds came in the last 10 days. I start those in August, short date onions. Okay. I like to do bunching onions all throughout my garden because it helps with pests. And I did grow some red onions and some Walla Walla onions last year. Last spring I planted those. And they did pretty well. Let's see what I missed. I was busy watering, trying to get my chickens to go up the ramp to go to bed. Nope, did not happen. Aw. I tried her method and it works. Well, I would just as soon turn him into food. He's a beautiful chicken, beautiful colored feathers. It's so sad when they're so beautiful, but they're so mean. I do those in several of the bok choy, wong bok radishes. I use Kitazawa seeds. Kitazawa. That's interesting. I'm going to write that down. Kitazawa. I'll have to look into that. Everyone say hello to Mel. It works. Yes, ma'am. That board works like a charm. Okay, I can try that. I am I'm going to be doing my own seed tape. So I'm going to use the carrots in the seed tape. But yeah, you can get pelleted seeds. I think I did get pelleted seeds once. They were rainbow carrots. All you have to do is cover your carrot seed with something that keeps them dark. We used cardboard this year and had great germination for once. Yeah, cardboard or just like a regular board. Yeah, either or. But then as soon as you see them germinate, then it's time to remove the board. I have baby fingers. I think they are called, growing in a pot. I just kept them watered and they all germinated. Good job, Mel, because so many people have such a hard time getting carrots to germinate. Maybe try carrot seed tape. Do they still make that? I did see that, Suzanne. I saw it in the store, but I make my own seed tape, so it's not that hard. I'll probably do a video, I guess. I'm in zone 5B. Yeah, 5B. 100% germination. Nice. Kitazawa. Now, how did you come across a seed company called Kitazawa? That's what I want to know. I've never heard of it. Do they have like rare seeds or like not your ordinary types of varieties? Do they have like rare varieties or do they have like a bigger selection? You can't plant carrots and put newspaper over them, then spray the paper. It works. Okay. Yeah, because that newspaper breaks down. So I think it's a daylight thing, but keeping it dark works. The cardboard lets the water through where the wood board doesn't. So, okay, but you still have to remove the cardboard, right? Because they're not going to grow through that cardboard. The cardboard is not going to get that wet. So you would still have to remove the cardboard. Yes, I know. I need long day onions. I mentioned you in my June 8th garden tour, and man, oh man, has things changed since then. I bet. 7B, Mel. I wish I was a 7, or at least a 6. I could do even more with the 6. But 5B, boo. I do research all the time and discovered them years ago. They are West Coast based, originally Japanese, I think. Quite a history to the company. Okay, yeah, I was wondering like what is the history with the company? Like what are the seeds? Like with a name like that, you think they got probably have like some exotic seeds. That's why I really want to look into it. We removed the cardboard once. We had a good germination and they perked up. Okay, right. Okay, that's what I was thinking. You still have to remove it. Yes. All right, guys, I am going to call it a night. My back is still a little on the mend. So I've been sitting here for 2 hours, 2.5 hours about. So I think I'm going to call it a night. And I am going to get the succession video edited and get that out soon. But I hope you guys are going to have a great weekend. I am starting more purple of Sicily cauliflower. I need some purple Sicily cauliflower seeds. I sent your stuff out, Mel. All of the mint and your seeds, everything went out. So you should have already gotten it. 1917, that's a long time. Kitazawa has some seeds on Amazon plus a website. Okay, I will check that out. But all right, guys, so I'm going to call it a night. I'm so grateful for everybody that came in tonight and everybody that make sure that you hit the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. And if you want to watch the replay, we went over a lot of interesting information. We went over making tinctures and herbal remedies and things like that. And then we also talked about starting a fall garden. So if you did not, if you came in late, then maybe try to catch the replay and get some of that really good information. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys throughout the week on videos or on comments or on shorts or on your videos. And until next time, the more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.